Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Winning Post, your one stop for all the racing news and action from India and around the world. I'm Mandira Lalwani. Before anything, let's have a look at what's coming up on this week's episode.
In this episode, we take a look at the third leg of the Singapore Golden Horseshoe Series, the Stewards Cup, and the Australian Turf Club Trophy. All this racing action from the Singapore Turf Club. The reigning horse of the year versus the heir apparent makes this installment of the Stewards Cup a Group 2 race for 4-year-olds and is the first leg of the Singapore 4-year-old Challenge, one not to be missed. Debt Collector is the champ, and after a tough run at the highest level internationally in Dubai, Connections will be hoping he bounces straight back into winning form with Michael Rodd. From Stephen Gray's yard was Lim's Cruiser, who has taken all before him, winning his last 3 at group level, including the Lion City Cup at his last start. This is the jewel in the sprint crown, and the 4-year-old should be better again over 1400 meters, which suggests he is hard to beat with Danny Beasley on his back. ALIBI, trained by Michael Clements, twice the bridesmaid in feature races, last year's Group 3 Sarsfi 1400 meter and the last month's Group 1 Lion City Cup of 1200 meters, went a luckless second to Lim's Cruiser. The Darcy Brahma entire had all his ducks in a row this time around and would have Glenn Boss guiding him past the post.
$11 for Lim's Cruiser. First leg of the 4-year-old challenge. This is the 4-year-olds on their journey here over 1400 metres, and Debt Collector has gone back into last. Lim's Cruiser just ahead of him, back second last, and good pace coming from ALIBI, so he's away much better today, and he's up on the outside of Oxbow's Son, and they share the lead with 1200 metres to go in the Stewards Cup. Predator can't lead, it's gone back third. Battle of Troy is fourth, then Infantry away fairly, he's up in fifth. A few lengths away then to Magnum, and the pace is fairly even, 1000 metres to go. Lim's Cruiser 2 lengths away, second last, and Debt Collector follows him as they go through the first 400 metres in 24.33, and the front runner here is Oxbow's Son for Wong. It's only a level tempo, 800 metres to go. He's got ALIBI in a very handy position running second. He's one off the rails, and further back then Battle of Troy moving up 3 deep in third. Predator fourth on the leader's back, and then came Infantry. Lim's Cruiser out wide, Magnum and Debt Collector saved up back at the rear as the field in the Stewards Cup. Race around the final turn, and it's Oxbow's Son who leads out from ALIBI. Predator looking for room, so too Infantry, then Battle of Troy out wide. Lim's Cruiser out deep, and also Debt Collector winding up. Magnum back and last as they race down with 300 metres to go, and it's ALIBI who hit the front. Infantry the first to challenge. Debt Collector winding up. Lim's Cruiser coming with a burst as well. What a finish here. ALIBI with a kick. Infantry and Debt Collector winding up with Lim's Cruiser. It is ALIBI, Infantry. ALIBI fighting hard the inside. He wants that feature and he's got it today. It's ALIBI who wins the Stewards Cup.
He's jumped great from the barriers. He's just been going so good, this horse. His preparation coming to this race was fantastic. As I said earlier, he's a better horse, he's a stronger horse, he's a maturer horse. He was great in the paddock today. He was really settled down compared to his last 2 starts. And yeah, it's just a great effort from him, and we always thought he was going to come back good as a 4-year-old, and he's done exactly that. You know, the way he's gone today, we always thought a mile is absolutely no problem for him. He's certainly bred for it, and a credit to Glenn Boss today. You know, he said that's exactly how he's going to ride him in the paddock. It worked like clockwork, and he's ridden a great race.
He's a lovely little horse. You know, he's probably the smallest horse in the race, but he possesses one of the biggest hearts. So, you know, he ran very well the other day on the soft track, and as was highlighted, nothing went right for me the other day. He missed a start and got smashed up and ended up the couple of pairs back further than I wanted to. But to his credit, he was brave, and Lim's Cruiser beat me sort of decisively, but he beat me 2.5 lengths. But the margin wasn't a real indication of how far my horse should have got beat. He should have probably only got beat a neck, if anything, the other day. So, you know, the discrepancy with them in the market was probably wrong, because my horse is probably always going to be very hard to beat today. 7 furlongs, he's in good shape. Michael and Chopsy and the whole crew have done a true job with this little horse, and you know, at the end of the day, I think he really wanted that race. In a flurry come to me, but this horse dug and refused to be passed. So that, you know, it's just his will and his heart, and really wanted to get him over the line.
All the big guns, namely favourite Lim's Cruiser, Debt Collector and Infantry, made their runs at the same time as they spread across the straight. But well rated by Glenn Boss, ALIBI had them safely held all the way to the line for a most commendable victory in the first leg of the Singapore 4-year-old Challenge. ALIBI went on to score by half a length from Infantry, with Limbs Cruiser third, another length and a half away, while Debt Collector came in fourth. With that sixth win from 11 outings, ALIBI has seen a staking swell past the $600,000 mark for the ALIBI stable.
I'd now like to invite Mr. Harry Elias to present the prizes for the Stewards Cup, won by ALIBI, to the ALIBI stable, and the owner to come forward, Mr. Saifu Mawa Binendra, to step forward to accept the Stewards Cup. On behalf of the ALIBI stable, who've had a terrific time of things recently, a few members involved with Funkadelic also on Friday night. The winning trainer to step forward, who's having a right old time of things at the moment, Michael Clements. Michael coming forward. He won with TANNHAUSER earlier in the day, took out the Australian Turf Club trophy, and he takes home another trophy here this afternoon. And of course, piloted to success by jockey Glenn Boss to step forward. Glenn coming forward now. And he accepts the prize as the jockey. Our congratulations to all of the winners. A fantastic effort by ALIBI to win the first leg of the 4-year-old series, the Group 2 Stewards Cup over the 1400 metres. Please join us for a group photograph on the stage.
A very strong Class 3 Australian Turf Club trophy with two very promising ones engaged. TANNHAUSER, trained by Michael Clements, is stepping up significantly in class but has bolted in at his most recent starts. The 3-year-old New Zealand-bred gelding can be very green but has a ton of speed and will be hard to run down with Vlad Duric in the saddle. Limbs Sprint, trained by Daniel Meager, who enjoyed Class 4 in his last start, but will find this much harder and tactful and would have Ismail Saifuddin in the saddle. Lightning Fast, trained by Desmond Coe, won well on turf in his last start and has a better poly record. He rises 3.5 kilos but should be running on and keeping the two fancies honest with apprentice CC Wong on his back.
Fast is restless on the inside. Gates are back, they're off and away and racing, and TANNHAUSER back in the last three. Limb Sprint was first out over Nova Warrior. Karoon has been urged forward over on the outside. They're being followed by, as they settle into stride, we've got TANNHAUSER moving over on the outside. They're being followed by Lightning Fast, so the favourites are tracking each other through in the race. Here I Am is back over on the inside, followed by Host the Nation. Then came Awesome, Himalaya Dragon faithfully, and 3 lengths away, Night Wager last of all, 24.23. And coming down the side, it's Nova Warrior just in front over Limb Sprint, and up on the outside TANNHAUSER. They're being followed by Karoon in the centre, Host the Nation wider, and on the inside Lightning Fast has the trail. Next then came Awesome, followed by Here I Am on the inside, Himalaya Dragon faithfully, and Night Wager last of all. Turning for home, Limb Sprint in front. Here comes TANNHAUSER. He's pinned the ears back over on the outside now, the race favourite, followed by Lightning Fast up the inside. Karoon is still 2 lengths away as they race down inside the 200. TANNHAUSER in front, just over Limb Sprint, who's fighting. Lightning Fast over on the inside. Karoon 2 lengths away. It's TANNHAUSER in front. TANNHAUSER coming down towards the line, and he gets the victory. TANNHAUSER favourite home. Limb Sprint second. Third in Lightning Fast, and fourth maybe Himalaya Dragon from Karoon. And then we had Here I Am, followed next in by Faithfully, and next to they've gone to the line was Host the Nation, followed by Awesome, and then we had over on the inside Nova Warrior.
It's hard to give ground over 1,000 or 1,100 metres, and under the circumstances, I think Vlad rode a great race. He ended up having to go wide, but again, under the circumstances, he did the right thing. Look, he's been super impressive in the sprints. Of course, running him in the Guineas was always a temptation, but he's reasonably inexperienced as well as he has been winning. He's got a lot to learn, and today's been a big learning curve for him as well. So really happy with the decision we made. He's probably due for a bit of a break, as he's as lightly raced as he is. He's put in a few really big efforts, so probably in for a short break, and look just towards some of the feature races later in the season.
He's so big, gangly, raw bugger. He's got so much improvement and upside.
I feel for the horse a bit. There's a little bit of pressure with you guys sort of spruiking him up. Obviously, he's gone and won by a long way. But I think with time he'll develop. He's now that he's going up in grade, he's got to start doing things a little bit better. He was very quiet in the barriers. I left him alone. He just jumped like he was more in a 1600 metre race today, and I had to really bustle him a bit and then just to get a nice spot. And then sort of I probably got him going a bit too much. He just wanted to just hang a bit during the race. So, but was still good enough, obviously, to win. So, he's a lovely horse, but I think there's plenty more improvement there.
An impressive winner at his last two outings, both by shooting straight to the lead and breaking his rivals' hearts thereafter, the Tavistock 3-year-old certainly put a big dent on his chances of a third victory on the trot in the $80,000 Australian Turf Club Trophy over 1,200 metres with that tardy beginning, but he quickly recovered to settle in midfield, although 3 wide. He fought back doggedly to get the nod by a neck from Lim Sprint, who held off lightning fast by the same margin. With this win, TANNHAUSER sees his stakes earnings bulge past the $120,000 mark for the Jubilant Racing No. 4 stable.
Julia Ritchie will now present the prizes for the Australian Turf Club Trophy, and what a race it was at Class 3 level. The race was won by TANNHAUSER, and representing Jubilant Racing No. 4 stable, please make welcome up on stage Mr. TANNHAUSER. Congratulations, and a lot of time and effort and money has gone into the runners here with Jubilant Racing, and they're getting their rewards here this year, and in particular today with TANNHAUSER, who posts his 3rd win in a row, taking out the Australian Turf Club Trophy. Congratulations go to Jubilant Racing No. 4 stable. The winning trainer having his best ever season here in Singapore, Michael Clements. Well done to Mike, and he's got ALIBI, one of the leading hopes, coming up in the Stewards Cup in about an hour's time, so good luck to him there. But a win here with TANNHAUSER. And the winning jockey, Vlad Jurek. Well done to Vlad, right up the top end of the table again in 2017, and he's delighted to be a part of this horse, TANNHAUSER. And he gets the win after being a little slowly away. TANNHAUSER had to really fight, showed a lot of courage and grit to get there, but he's home by a neck in the Australian Turf Club Trophy. Congratulations to Vlad, Michael, and also Jubilant Racing No. 4 stable. It's a congratulations to all winners in the Australian Turf Club Trophy.
Magic Millions National Yearling Sales Stakes, which had 11 horses to race over 1,100 metres and is the 3rd leg of Singapore Golden Horseshoe Series. Leslie Koo saddled YAYA PAPAYA, the son of Nadeem, who was the only 2-year-old in the 11-horse field with 3 runs under the belt, although no win as yet, and would be looking for a winning moment here with Glenn Boss guiding him past the post. Mocha Star, trained by Ricardo Lagrange by Poet's Voice, half-brother to listed winner Jerizana and 5 other winners. Let's wait and watch the performance with Nuresh Juglal holding the reins. Lucky Master by Barbados, half-brother to winner Dironato, and is now trained by Alwyn Tan, who performed well in his trials and hoping for a winning spot here with Alan Munro in the saddle.
1,100 metres, Magic Millions National Yearling Sale Stakes. Gates are back, they're off for Wayne Racing, and Mocha Star was one of the first out and legs it to the lead over Whistling Wind going forward. Over on the inside, Charger now being headed off by Nova Storm, who's heading on towards the lead. So too is over on the outside YAYA PAPAYA, and through between runners Confide. A length and a half away, Glamour Eclipse with Mighty Phoenix. Over on the outside, Berlinetta, a length and a half to See No Evil, and Lucky Master last of all as they race off the back. They've got around 700 metres left to go, and it's Nova Storm just in front over Whistling Wind. A length and a half away Mockastar down on the inside. YAYA PAPAYA is out 3 wide as they round the turn. And then came Confide, followed by Charger, who's back on the inside. Berlinetta came next, followed by Glamour Eclipse, Mighty Phoenix. Further out is See No Evil. And tailed off back at the tail is Lucky Master as they race down. It's Nova Storm in front, showing a good kick, but here comes Mockastar. Whistling win over on the outside. YAYA PAPAYA, Charger and Confine getting up and behind them. See No Evil down the outside. It's Mockastar, but YAYA PAPAYA's raced up now and taken over. And YAYA PAPAYA's going to win. YAYA PAPAYA from Mockastar. Gee, how about the run of Lucky Master? Has come from an absolute country mile back to maybe run third from See No Evil, Charger, Confide, and in behind those runners was Nova Storm. Next to run through was Whistling Win, and then we had Berlinetta. Further back in the race then was Mighty Phoenix, and pulling up quickly at the tail, Glamour Eclipse, the last of them to run through.
I'm quite surprised also for him, but I know he will run a good race today because the last few runs he's been running very good race. In fact, I intend for this one to game qualified for the big one that's coming on, but I think this horse got a lot of potential. He prefers blinkers, that's why the last few runs put blinkers, we have no choice. So after taking a blinkers test, I think, and ran a very good race with the blinkers, and I think it's better with blinkers.
He was the most experienced horse in the race, but the other day when I rode him, he got stuck on the inside and he was very plain, you know. I had the feeling that if I could have got to the outside the other day, that maybe he would have done something, but I didn't know because he just was very plain, got beaten sort of 4 or 5 lengths. And today he travelled out 3 wide on the back of the speed, had cover, and I think he really enjoyed that bit of freedom, you know, because when he had clean air in front of him, he actually wanted to go. So, well done to Leslie to keep him going because he's been a busy 2-year-old and there's not much of him, so what they do with him after now, I'm not sure.
Experience was worth its weight in gold in the third leg of the Singapore Golden Horseshoe Series when YAYA PAPAYA blew away all predictions with a smart win in the $90,000 Magic Millions National Yearling Sales Stakes. YAYA PAPAYA, who flattened out with all his might on the outside to get the measure of Mockastar by a neck on the line. Lucky Master, who played no early part in the race after settling a long last, thundered home late to snatch third place another half a length away. After that first hurrah, YAYA PAPAYA has now earned over $50,000 in stakes earnings for the Sweet Stable.
I would now like to invite Ms. Deborah Hawkins to present the prizes for the Magic Millions National Yearling Sales Stakes to the winning owner on behalf of the Sweet Stable, Mr. Edwin Toon. Very well done to him, representing the Sweet Stable here this afternoon, owners of YAYA PAPAYA. And he collects a very fancy trophy indeed. That will certainly adorn a side piece somewhere for sure, with great pride. And not forgetting the winning trainer, well prepared for this, Leslie Koo. Leslie heading up with his Magic Millions baseball cap, and he'll collect his prize as well for training this winner. And not forgetting, last but not least, the winning rider, Glenn Boss. Very well done to Glenn, sporting those Sweet Stable colours, the red with the yellow chevron, and they were very good in victory for sure with YAYA PAPAYA. And it is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Fong Hen Bu, committee member of the Singapore Turf Club, to present a token of appreciation to Ms. Deborah Hawkins for Magic Millions sponsorship of the Magic Millions National Yearling Sales Stakes here for 2017. Many thanks to Mr. Fong Hen Bu and Ms. Deborah Hawkins. So congratulations to all of our winners, and I'd now like you to join us for a group photograph after the running of race number 5, the Magic Millions National Yearling Sales Stakes for 2017.
Thank you for joining us. That's all we have time for in this week's episode of The Winning Post. Remember, if you've missed anything, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel. Also, remember to follow Mohit Lalwani for his tips on Twitter. And of course, goodbye till we see you next time. May the horse be with you.